Hey guys, I'm Dan, a 40-year-old NBA cards collector from Singapore. Today, we'll be opening the Upper Deck 92-93 box right here, okay? I have just opened the pack, to save us some time. So, let's have a look. So, this set basically contains the very iconic Michael Jordan base card right here. I really love this. I had this card when I was a teenager, but I traded it away for a David Robinson card. So hopefully we are able to get it back, okay? So let me just get the first stack out. Normally what I do for the 93, the classic cards, is that I keep one pack as like a souvenir. Perhaps in future, we can actually open all the individual packs at one go. I'm not too sure whether we'll be able to find Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. I don't think so, because I think it could be in Series 2. I'm not too sure, so let's have a look. So if you can see, we have the 91, 92 Michael Jordan base card right at the back. Really love Upper Deck design. Back in the past, they have this classic hardwood design. Okay, let's have a look. Kevin Gamble, Charles Smith, iconic power forward, Sherman Douglas. Really love the design of these cards. Ron Harper, Tim Hardaway, well known for his crossover dribbles. I think he has a very deadly crossover dribble. It's very, very simple, but it's very effective. Clyde Drexler, Clyde the Glide. Nice, very nice. Mike Brown, Gerald Glass, Chuck Person, I like him. Traded to the Timberwolves. He played for Spurs in a couple of seasons. Tom Chambers, one of the best power forwards as well. We might display it in our binder. Jeff Grayer. We are hoping to pull some nice Jordans. Is this Kevin Johnson? I think so. Yep, KJ. Beautiful illustration. So I think Upper Deck is pretty well known for coming out with all these beautiful paintings. So this is definitely one of them. Very nice. Oh, we've got Chris Malone and Tim Hardaway, who are like the dynamic duo. I still remember this series. Very cool, but there's a bit of a damage right here. Very, very nice. This is Kevin Willis. Okay, he was an all-star, but not exactly like a super... Oh, Jordan. This is the base card that we are hoping to find. Beautiful, iconic base card. The centering is not perfect, but this is a beautiful card. Really, really beautiful. This edge right here is not exactly very sharp, but that's fine. Right off the bat, beautiful Jordan card. I'm just going to top load it. I know it's not like a super expensive card, but it's beautiful. I remember I had one of this and I traded it away. I think this card, what is so nice about this card is really the photography. Just capturing his greatness. Beautiful iconic card. And his jumper, really, really beautiful. You can see his points average was very, very impressive. Nowadays, seems to be a lot of people can actually average like 30 points and above. Like Doncic. Yep. Back then, it wasn't so easy. I think the game has definitely evolved a lot. The hobby as well. So, yep, back then, the designs are just very simple. No gloss. I like how this looks like. Oh, Larry Bird. Very nice. I'm just going to sleeve it. We have to respect the legend. I don't have this card, to be honest. I don't think I've ever put this card. So, it's very nice to have it. Glenn Rice. Another great player. Okay, seems like we have another dynamic duo scoring threats. Karl Malone, the mailman, and John Stockton. Yep. They are best in what they do. Clarence Weatherspoon. Oh, so I think they are... Clarence Weatherspoon should be from the same draft class as Shaquille O'Neal, so we might be able to pull Shaquille O'Neal. Wilt Chamberlain. Nice. This is a very, very beautiful card. Basketball Heroes, but you can see because it is black, so you can actually see the imperfection very, very clearly. Beautiful card. 1978 Basketball Hall of Fame. I feel, you know, what we are witnessing right now from Victor Wembanyama is perhaps what Wilt Chamberlain was doing in the past. Karl Malone, very nice. Glenn Rice, cool. Hersey Hawkins, KJ. Sean Elliott, I like him. I like him. I mean, I'm a Spurs fan, so I definitely like him. Very glad to see him finally winning a championship. Elliot Perry, Terry Mills, Craig Ello. So opening this packs just is very, very nostalgic for me, and also very therapeutic, I feel. Yep, because back then when I was a teen, I wasn't able to afford cards. I still remember I was actually in the comic shop, and people were throwing away their base cards, and I was just picking them up from the trash bin. Really, it was, but a lot of base cards were pretty good, but they were just throwing it away. John McLean, Danny Ainge. So right now I'm a fully grown adult. I do have some, you know, adult money to buy cards that I loved. Oh, Kenny Anderson, 2 of them at the same time. I mean, he's a decent player. Reggie Lewis. Patrick Ewing, I like him. Yep, too bad he didn't win a ring. Yep. Let's see what else we got. Dikembe Mutombo. One of the... I wouldn't say one of the best centers, but he is defensively very, very good. And I love his arrogance at times. How he waved his finger whenever he does a block. Yep. It was very iconic. I think back in the 90s, there were plenty of very, very good centers. Rick Smits, another iconic center. I think he is around the same height as Wemby, 7'4". But it's not able to move as well as Wemby. That's for sure. Is this Mitch Richmond? I think so. Yep. One of the best scorers in his time. He was always like ranking like top 3 in the scoring leaders. Always behind Jordan. Willie Burden. Glenn Rice again. Bimbo Coase. That's a very funny name. Chris Morris. I had him in my fantasy team as a filler. Tim Hardaway. Orlando Woolrich. Hopefully I'm able to pull some legends like Kevin McHale. I think it's still in 92. And Robert Parrish. I like both of them. Okay, I'm pretty surprised that the condition of these cards are still very good. I got it from a local seller at a very decent price because it's not collecting anymore. So pretty happy. I can't remember who this is, to be honest with you. Reggie Williams. Okay, Patrick Ewing, beautiful one. Madison Square Garden. Sean Rooks. That's a rookie card. Dale Ellis. Steve Smith. He was a good player as well. Mark Jackson. Ed Pinnicky. Del Curry. Steph Curry's dad. A good shooter, obviously. Isaiah Thomas, another Hall of Famer. really burdened. Jason Petrovic was also a fantastic player. One of the pioneer European players. Chuck Person, Chris Morris. Yep, you can see the cards back then are really simple. Harov Minor, yeah, he was a pretty good rookie. Jason Petrovic, Sam Perkins, Lee Mayberry, Mark Macon, All-NBA second team. Terry Porter, we got Patrick Ewing again, which is nice. Derek Coleman, decent player as well. Reggie Miller, I just watched the Malice at the Palace and I actually feel very sorry for Reggie Miller because I feel he was so close to winning a championship. Yep, so feel very sorry for him. He's one of the best shooters in the game. Christian Littner, he was in the Dream Team. And he was well known for his pretty face. So I think Christian Littner, they are all from the same draft class as Shaquille O'Neal, if I'm not wrong. So hopefully we're able to get it. Get Shaq rookie card, that'll be nice. That's Alonzo Ellis. I still remember him very clearly. Yep. He was actually a very promising rookie. So I think besides Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal, I was actually trying to pull Alfonso Ellis. But I think he didn't really, you know, do super well. Let's see what else we've got. Elliot Perry. This is just giving me, you know, it's like deja vu opening this packs. Reminds me of my childhood. This is the Denver Nuggets logo back in the past. Very beautiful. Very retro looking. Dikembe Mutombo. I think he's like Dennis Rodman, who actually does very well in what they like to do. So Dennis Rodman just focuses on rebounding. And Mutombo is just focusing on defense. Yep. I like their passion for what they love to do. Oh yes, by the way, I just sent some Wemby cards for grading. Just a couple of Wemby cards. Because grading here takes 3 months. At least 3 months for you to get back the cards. And it costs about $40 Singapore dollars per card to grade. It's really not worth grading in Singapore. Unless that card is really valuable. And there's also insurance issue right here. So wow, we've got a nice hologram of John Stockton and the condition is great. Yeah, these were the holograms that we were trying to, you know, pull when we were young. I have a couple of Robinson holograms. And these holograms, they actually get worn out pretty easily. The edges tend to, you know, sort of like peel off very easily. Beautiful card. Just check this out. Gorgeous hologram. Just gonna top load this. Very gorgeous card. It's modern, but retro at the same time. You don't see holograms like this anymore. It's like a full hologram. Yeah, it was very rare back then. I think everybody was trying to pull this in the past. Okay, we're done with the first stack. Let's get another stack out. Just sit back, relax. This is gonna be a long video. Okay. Adam Keefe, I still have impression of him, but I don't really remember much. Rod Strickland. That's Kendall Gill. Gary Payton, the glove. He's actually a very good defensive player. Derek Harper. Spot Webb, 5'7". Amazing leaping vertical leap he has. Does it state his height? Yup, 5'7". I can still remember it. Yeah, he's a very iconic player, I would say. Rick Smith, 7'4". Or yeah, 7'4", right over here, which is roughly about the same height as Wembanyama, but it doesn't move as quick as Wembanyama, that's for sure. John Koncak, Vinnie Johnson. Who's this? Looks very, very familiar. Oh, Frank Bukowski. Yes, that's right. Odin Polonis, Larry Krystaliak. Yep. European players were actually... Some of the European players were actually pretty good as well. Rick Smith. Wow, the centering is really bad on this. Brian Stiff. You got BJ Armstrong. Chicago Bulls was really, really popular in the 90s in Singapore. I think everybody was supporting Chicago Bulls because of Jordan. But I was the odd one out. I was supporting David Robinson. Yep. So I was the only odd one out. And everybody was coming to me with the David Robinson cards to trade with my Michael Jordan cards. I was actually, you know, I wasn't looking at making any profit or what. It was just, I just collect Spurs players. That's all. And I traded a lot of my Jordans away. So right now I'm trying to get some Jordans back. I mean, who doesn't like Jordan? Everybody likes Jordan. But I was only collecting Spurs players. Yep. Wow, this is another cool card of Wilt Chamberlain. I guess this is like a series. But you can see the corners are very bad because it's black in color. So it's James Worthy, Hall of Famer. Tyrone Corbin, Avery Johnson, who moved on to Spurs and still, I think he's still holding on to a backroom staff kind of role in Spurs right now, if I'm not wrong. Bill Cartwright, iconic center for Chicago Bulls. Luke Longley as well. Luke Longley is a very good center. I think he's not getting the recognition that he's supposed to get. He's an Australian. Rick Fox, very good player. LaSalle Thompson. Yep, for me, collecting basketball cards is purely for the hobby because there's no way you can actually make money with basketball cards here in Singapore. The hobby is actually very small in Singapore. Magic Johnson. So basically just collecting for my own PC. So what I'm going to do with some of these cards is that I'm going to be sleeving them, top loading them, and display them in my binder. So when I have time, like, you know, before I sleep, I actually take some of my albums and I just flip through before I sleep. It gives me some peace. Yeah. Drazen Petrovic. Alonzo Mourning. This is a nice one. Very nice card. So I think we definitely have Shaq inside. If I'm not wrong, this can be considered the rookie card. Alonzo Mourning. I still remember Shaq mentioned when people asked him about Alonzo Mourning, he basically replied, it's not a boxing match because people was hyping up the battle between him and Alonzo Mourning. Stacey King. Mark Price, one of the best shooters. Extremely underrated, I feel. Dwayne Coswell, Chris Mullin, who is another great player, has been a great servant to the Golden State Warriors. A class act as well. If I'm not wrong, he's still coaching in Golden State. I saw a video where he was like teaching shooting, I think. Mario Elie, great player, played for Houston, played for Spurs. A very good role player. He came off the bench to help Spurs many times. This is another Alonzo Mourning card, and you can see the surface of this is pretty bad. Another Wilt Chamberlain right here, exactly the same, but it has the same issue. Dink corner. Sidel Threat. All these names are so familiar. I actually know more of these older players than the newer ones. And do you like, I mean, the design is very classic, very cool, not too exaggerating. I think right now you're not able to see like the background. I like how they have included like the backdrop. I mean, not the backdrop. You're able to see the full photo. I think right now, like Prism and Panini, the design is very modern, very exaggerated. Yep, I think there are pros and cons. For me, I still have a soft spot for all these vintage cards. I think perhaps for nostalgia. But I can't deny the cards right now are very beautiful as well. I'm just not a very huge fan of the multiple parallels. Yep, there's way too many parallels for me to actually remember. Magic Johnson. Very cool. Is that Tom Chambers? Can't really tell. Oh no, it's not Tom Chambers. This is New York Knicks. It's not Phoenix Suns. Mark Price. Greg Anthony. Pete Chilcott. Spot Webb. And guess what? I mean, the cards nowadays are way too expensive, so I'm thinking of focusing just on 90s cards. Majority of my breaks will be on 90s cards, but I do want to purchase like a few boxes here and there in the hopes to get Wemby. And I think buying singles is also a pretty nice way for me to expand my Wemby collection. But I can see that the price of Wemby cards on eBay is crazy. People are paying thousands of dollars. We got Sir Charles right here. I was watching this interview of Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley. I think Shaquille O'Neal actually told Charles Barkley to set up an Instagram and hashtag OnlyFans. Charles Barkley was like very innocent. Oh, two Sir Charles in a row. Charles Barkley was like, what? OnlyFans? Like, are you telling me to make my content only available for OnlyFans? So he's really, really adorable. Very innocent. Very nice guy. I like Sir Charles. I like Charles Barkley a lot. And I feel he's also one of the greats, all-time greats that's missing out on a ring. I feel pity for him as well. Never really had a team to really support him. He was really close to winning once, but he met Jordan in the final. So, yep. But he's a great player. I love him a lot. I love his show with Shaq. I think it's on ESPN if I'm not wrong. Why is there another stack right here? Bernard King, one of the great scorers back in the past. Chuck Person. They are giving us like consecutive similar cards. Clyde the Glide. Christian Laettner rookie card again. That's pretty good. Patrick Ewing checklist. I love this. Beautiful. The drawing of this is just incredible. What's the name of the painter? Alan Stott. Another Wilt Chamberlain. This is basically a series of tribute to Wilt Chamberlain. Luke Longley. He actually has his own little documentary on Netflix, if I'm not wrong, Rick Smith's. Or is it on YouTube? I can't remember. Moses Malone, leaving one of the all-time greats. So far, only one Jordan. Hopefully, I'm able to pull one or two more. That would be nice. I think there should be a Chicago Bulls checklist. Harold Miner, Mitch Richmond, Antoine Karl, Charles Oakley, great power forward as well. Greg Sutton, Mookie Blaylock. I really feel he looks like Michael Jordan. His face really looks like Michael Jordan. Oh no, this pack is for keepsake. Okay, but on to our third stack. Jeff Hornacek, 2 Jeff Hornacek in a row. Got KJ, Chris Mullin, and Tim Hardaway on the scoring threads. Dominic Wilkins, one of the best dunkers in his time, along with like Sean Kemp, Tom Chambers as well. Manu Bo, wow, 7'7", very iconic player. His son is Bobo. But he didn't get a lot of playing time, if I remember. He was always out injured. Tyrone Hugh, a pretty explosive player. Larry Bird, nice. We have sleeve one, so we're gonna sleeve it later on. Sam Perkins, Tom Chambers, and KJ. Nice. Is that... Ooh! This is cool. Okay, there's a bit of like dirt right there. I think I can just move it away. Wow. I need to clean this, that's for sure. I don't want to get scratches all over it. This is a nice one, guys. We've got a MJ hologram. How can I remove this? Just give me a second, I'll try to remove it. Yep, it's just a bit of dust. Very good. I think I have to clean this. Just give me a second. Okay, you can see there's a bit of a defect right here. Otherwise, this is a fantastic card. Yeah, it's definitely not a 10. That's for sure. You'll be lucky to be able to get a 8 on this, but it's fine. I'm not gonna grade it. This will be for my personal collection. Fantastic pull. This is a beautiful hologram. MJ, the greatest of all time. Though his scoring average deep the last 2 years, he'll still be able to like pile up 30.1 points per game. Yep, one of the best scorers ever. And he's also very good defensively. He always led the league in steals, if I remember correctly, back in the past. Gorgeous. Not too shabby. We got 2 beautiful Jordans. This one especially, I like this one a lot. This is like one of the best photos of Michael Jordan ever, I feel. One of the best iconic photos. Wow, another one. I can't complain, can I? This one, it doesn't have very cool centering. Yep, you can see it's very close to the right. So this one definitely has a better centering. Yeah, I think back in the past, think back in the past, we weren't super particular about the condition. I mean, back in Singapore, we were just putting cards in a sleeve, and then we put them into the Ultra Pro binders, which is like in a file, in a binder. It's like a hot binder with hardcover, and you just put in the pages in. That's how we kept our cards. We never had top loaders, so it's only sleeve and into the binder. Of course, you have your one-touch case and stuff like that, but it wasn't like a huge thing. But I was able to keep some of my cards, majority of my cards, in pretty decent condition, I would say. That's Terry Potter. Very, very beautiful drawing. Wow. Another one. Yep, I remember this. I had this card, but somehow either I traded it away or I'm not too sure. Beautiful card. Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Yep. The best dynamic duo in the 90s. That's for sure. Sean Kemp. The Rain Man. Fat Liver. I have like stacks over here. I think I've forgotten to actually show you guys after we have put like, you know, a good card. Kevin McHale. Nice. I was hoping to get his card. Great center. Jerome Kersey. Tom Gugliotta. Yep, he was also quite an iconic rookie back then. Kendall Gill and Larry Johnson. I like Larry Johnson. I can't remember his name. Doc West. Yes, Doc West. Okay, we still have one stack right here. Let's see what we have. Dennis Rodman in Pistons uniform. Got so many fun stories about Dennis Rodman. One which Jordan had to go to Las Vegas to get him back, and he was actually refreshed after his Las Vegas trip. I don't think you're able to find someone who is like Dennis Rodman nowadays, just focusing on defense. I remember one game he had like 0 points, but he had like 30 rebounds, I think. He was very dedicated to his craft. How many Christian Laettner are we getting in this box? Way too many. Tim Hardaway, beautiful. Oh, Sean Elliott. Oh, so we don't have Robinson for this. We had Robinson 49, 192. Yeah, this was the Spurs checklist. Very beautiful drawing. I think it's from the same, yep, from the same artist, Alan Stott. Avery Johnson, the General. Antoine Karl, Kevin Willis, Ricky Pierce, Mark Bryant, Tyrone Hugh, Dennis Rodman, Tracy Murray, Charles Barkley, very nice. And we have, wow, another Jordan. Back-to-back MVP. I don't remember this card, so I probably have never seen this before because I have very little impression of this card. Regular season and NBA Finals. Very nice. Don't think this is worth grading. I mean, at least for me in Singapore, not worth. $44, which is roughly about 30 USD per card. Not worth it. And it's definitely not a 10. But beautiful card. So far we have put 4 Jordans. That's not too bad. Very happy. Very, very cool. 4 Jordans. It's pretty good. Love to hear from you guys, like what cards do you collect? Do you collect a specific player, or do you collect cards that are more popular? For me, I'm collecting Spurs players. And right now, Victor Wembanyama, not exactly jumping on the bandwagon when I know that Spurs had the first pick and they are about to get another David Robinson, Tim Duncan. I was super stoked. It made me feel like a teen again. So right now I'm just focusing on collecting Wembanyama cards. Of course, I want to relieve the past of getting all these 90s cards. And very soon we will be opening a box of Topps Finest. I can't wait for it. Topps Finest was like the untouchables for us when we were a teen. I think Topps Finest was like in 1993. I was like 13 years old. I'm 44 this year to be exact. And yeah, it was very, very hard for us to get Topps Finest. And we were able to get a few packs like here and there, but yeah, it was expensive. Bob Lanier. Okay, this is the back in the school insert. Joe Dumars. Stanley Roberts, All-NBA second team. John Stockton, is that our first Stockton base card? One of the best passers in the game. Surunas Marciulionis, yeah, he's a very, very good European player. Very weird, we still yet to pull a single David Robinson. Or perhaps he's in a different series, I'm not sure. 2 checklist. Mark Price. Michael Adams. Moses Malone. We've got one of it there, so Odie's top. Kevin Edwards. Chris Jackson. Before he's changed his name to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. And now we are on to our last stack. Pretty happy with what we have put so far. 4 Jordans. Chris Mullin. Vlade Divac. Another great European player. He was a center. Jeff Hornacek is a very good player as well. Reggie Williams. Rick Smiths. This card are 30 years. 30 years and they are in very good condition. Bill Laimbeer. He was kind of a rough player, I would say. Very aggressive and very physical. Is that Larry Johnson? Nice. Oh, we've got a hologram. Nice. Holograms were a huge thing back in the past. Rick Smiths. Let's see. Robinson. Nice. Do I have this? Wow. I don't have this. I had a couple of 91 holograms, but not this. And the condition is great. Pretty good. Beautiful card. Really gorgeous. Not the best photo of Robinson. We prefer to show him in action. I mean, there's one in action in the backdrop. Very beautiful. That's the Spurs O logo with the splashes of turquoise and the green cyan in the background. Very, very gorgeous card. So we've got 3 hollows. 1 John Stockton, 1 Jordan, and now 1 Robinson. Very good. John Williams. Mark Price, that's beautiful. Scottie Pippen, very nice. The drawing is fantastic, able to capture their features really well. AC Green, Vern Fleming, Charles Shackelford. Kevin Willis, Robert Horry, nice. Surface is very bad, you can see a lot of scratches. But we still don't have, what is this? The Upper Deck will trade you this card for an NBA draft card of the overall. Isn't this like an exchange for Shaquille O'Neal? Wow. but we don't have it. We don't have. Oh, this is one man. Wilt Chamberlain got 100 points, but I heard there was no video of it, so it's kind of But I definitely believe him. I believe one day Wembanyama might be able to score like 60, 70 points in a game. I feel it's definitely possible for him. It's his first season and is already like averaging like 20 points per game, with like 3 point something block shots per game. Yeah, he's doing really well as a rookie. I expect him to be even better. Tyrone Corbin, Mitch Richmond, another Wilt Chamberlain. Finally, we've got a Robinson base card. Yep, I like him. I already have this card, so not exactly super excited to be pulling this. But it's still nice to have another one in a decent condition. The centering is not good. Yep, I love Robinson because he was like a very unique center, able to drive to the basket with ease, with speed. He's really fast for a center, and I like him. He's a class act, so I supported him when I was a kid. And back then it wasn't easy for us to follow games. There was only 1 or 2 games being at in Singapore. But every Sunday morning we'll be able to catch NBA Inside Stuff. So that's how I follow the team. And usually for us to look out for the scores of Spurs, we can actually check tally text. I'm not too sure whether you guys have heard of tally text. You basically turn on the TV and you're able to check some sports scores. It's usually a day late, or you could look up for the scores on the newspaper, which takes about 2 days. 2 days later. So if Spurs played on Saturday, you might be able to receive the results on Monday. Yep. So that's how I follow. We've got another one of this. I'm pretty sure like this was big in the past, but right now it's basically pretty useless. Plenty of base cards, so I can see why a lot of people call this like a junk wax era, because there are so many of them. But pulling Jordan is not easy, as you can see. With only 1 Jordan base card in the entire box. But I'm still happy with it. Make sure to subscribe because I'll be reaping Topps Finest very soon, so I think you will want to catch that, that's for sure. Christian Laettner, we have plenty of him. Way too many of him. Okay, so let's have a roundup. So the best pulls definitely are some of this. Michael Jordan 2 bases, hologram, and this back-to-back MVP, holo of John Stockton and David Robinson. Fantastic cards. I love it. Thanks for watching. Oh, we still have a stack right here. Clifford Robinson, Tom Chambers. Who's this? Wow, this is cool. Beautiful card of Wilt Chamberlain. Okay. Alright, thanks for watching this. Make sure you subscribe because I'll be opening more 90s cards as well as modern day cards. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.